If you are buying just one bottle of fine Bordeaux, your decision may come down to this. Do you prefer elegance or opulence? Those two words, more than anything else, separate Margaux from Pomerol. After more than 3 decades of collecting Bordeaux, I have found myself returning to these two appellations again and again. If Margaux is the left bank's ultimate expression of finesse, Pomerol is the right bank's masterclass in richness and texture. One builds around Cabernet Sauvignon, the other revolves around Merlot. The result is two completely different drinking experiences. Like many Bordeaux lovers, I watched prices climb dramatically between 2020 and 2022 before correcting over the past few years. The good news is that many outstanding recent vintages are once again surprisingly affordable. Two estates I continue buying are Château Rauzan-Ségla in Margaux and Château Clinet in Pomerol. Both are among the finest wines in their respective appellations, yet recent vintages still retail for around $65. If I were rebuilding my cellar tomorrow, I would happily buy both again. In this video, I will compare two bottles from my cellar, explain how differently they taste, which food they pair best with, and ultimately which one I would recommend depending on the style of Bordeaux you enjoy. And one final thought before we begin. While you are still discovering your preferences, buy 3 or 6 bottles rather than a full case of 12. A cellar should evolve alongside your taste. Before looking at today's wines, it's worth understanding why Margaux and Pomerol taste so different. Margaux lies in the southern Médoc, where some of Bordeaux's thinnest, gravel-rich soils naturally produce wines of perfume, finesse, and remarkable elegance. Cabernet Sauvignon remains the backbone, but Margaux generally includes considerably more Merlot than neighboring Pauillac, roughly 40% versus 20%, giving the wines greater suppleness and making them approachable a little earlier. Expect silky tannins, floral aromas, vibrant red and blue fruits, plum, truffle, and a graceful finish that rarely feels heavy. Margaux isn't about power, it's about refinement. And despite that elegance, the finest examples age effortlessly for decades. The appellation is also home to 21 classified growers from the famous 1855 classification. Pomerol. Across the river, on Bordeaux's right bank, Pomerol offers a completely different personality. Instead of gravel, its famous blue clay and iron-rich soils retain moisture and provide ideal conditions for Merlot to achieve exceptional ripeness while preserving freshness. Merlot dominates the blends, producing wines filled with black cherry, plum, dark chocolate, truffle, violet, and sweet spice, while Cabernet Franc adds lift, perfume, and structure. The defining feature is texture. Pomerol wine feels almost velvety across the palate. They are generous and concentrated, yet the best examples remain beautifully balanced rather than heavy. Although the appellation only received official AOC status in 1936, Pomerol had already been producing exceptional wines for centuries and today stands among Bordeaux's most sought-after regions. Now, let's look at today's two wines. Château Rauzan-Ségla. If I had to describe Rauzan-Ségla in one sentence, it would be this. It's Margaux at its most complete. Founded in 1661, Rauzan-Ségla was already admired by Thomas Jefferson, who ordered 10 cases during his famous visit in 1790. It earned its second growth ranking in 1855, but after a difficult period during the late 20th century, the estate entered a remarkable renaissance when Chanel's Wertheimer family acquired it in 1994. Under John Colassa and later Nicolas Audebert, Rauzan-Ségla has once again become one of Bordeaux's elite estates. Its 70-hectare vineyard sits on the famous Plateau de Margaux, where exceptionally deep gravel overlays an important layer of clay. Plantings are 53% Cabernet Sauvignon, 43% Merlot, 3% Petit Verdot, and 1% Cabernet Franc. In recent warmer vintages, Cabernet Sauvignon has played an even greater role, reaching 85% in 2023, to preserve freshness and structure. The nose opens with dark berries, mulling spices, smoked meat, tobacco, graphite, forest flower, and rose petals. The palate layers blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, fig compote, truffle, mocha, licorice, and anise over a beautiful mineral backbone. What impresses me most is its balance. Modern Rauzan-Ségla combines concentration with freshness, power with precision. It's already immensely enjoyable young, yet every bottle suggests even greater things to come. The 2024 and 2025 vintages retail around $65, while the 2022 is around $130, and the 2020 is around $120. Château Clinet. If Rauzan-Ségla is elegance, Clinet is controlled power. The estate traces its history back to 1595 and occupies one of the highest points on Pomerol's famous central plateau. After a quieter period during the mid-20th century, Clinet was revitalized during the 1970s by Jean-Michel Arcaut, working alongside consultant Michel Rolland. Following its purchase by Jean-Louis Laborde in 1998 and under the leadership of Ronan Laborde since 2004, the estate has embraced sustainable viticulture while producing an outstanding run of vintages, including the legendary 2009. Its 11.5-hectare vineyard sits on Pomerol's celebrated blue clay and gravel soils, whose excellent water retention allows Merlot to ripen beautifully even in warmer years. Plantings are 70% Merlot and 30% Cabernet Sauvignon, an unusual high proportion of Cabernet Sauvignon for Pomerol. The nose reveals dark berries, fruit cake, cocoa bean, baking spices, freshly turned earth, and rose petals. The palate combines cherry, blackberry, blackcurrant, poached plum, fig, licorice, and a touch of pepper before finishing long and savory. Young Clinet can feel quite muscular, but with time, that power gradually transforms into remarkable harmony. The wine develops a richness that never becomes heavy because freshness and energy remain at its core. The 2024 and 2025 vintages retail around $65, while both the 2022 and 2020 are around $120 or $130. The verdict: having bought and tasted both wines across many vintages, I honestly don't think this is about choosing the better bottle. It's about choosing the experience you want. Choose Rauzan-Ségla if you love elegance, perfume, and precision. Its Cabernet Sauvignon-led blend, silky tannins, and bright freshness make it a wonderful partner for roast lamb, duck, roast chicken, and dishes where finesse matters more than sheer power. Choose Clinet if you prefer richness and depth. Its Merlot-driven profile brings velvety texture, generous dark fruit, and remarkable concentration, making it a natural companion to braised beef, venison, lamb shanks, and richer sauces. Personally, I wouldn't want to choose between them. They satisfy completely different moods, and that's exactly why both remain permanent fixtures in my cellar. Perhaps that's the biggest lesson Bordeaux has taught me over the years. The best wines don't replace one another. They complement one another. And at around $65 for recent vintages, Rauzan-Ségla and Clinet remain two of the finest value buys in their respective appellations, and two wines I would happily continue buying for many years to come. If you had to choose just one, would you reach for the elegance of Margaux or the opulence of Pomerol? I would love to hear which side you are on, and if there is another Bordeaux comparison you would like to see next, let me know in the comment section below. You will find more of my cellar insights and tasting notes over on Instagram. Massive thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one.